Charlotte Y. Martin Center for this evening's final match of the Gonzaga Invitational. It'll be Gonzaga 4-1 taking on Montana 0-5 this evening. Should be a good matchup here, and we'll take a look at our players to watch to start things off. Obviously, we've got a double duo of attackers on the Gonzaga side. Sarah Penner and Chapin Gray really are a phenomenal hitting combination. The Zags really rebounded after hitting a dismal 185 against Grand Canyon last night to hit 370 total in their matchup against Ball State this afternoon. They ended up winning that 3-0, 25-19, 25-20, and 25-21. On the other side of the court, we're going to take a look at Amethyst Harper. Harper has been really the lone bright spot for the Grizz so far. Grizz having a tough time hitting so far in their first couple of games this tournament, hitting 0-43 against Ball State yesterday and hitting just 174 against Grand Canyon. But Harper had 10 kills against Montana and 10 kills against Ball State. We're taking a look at the starting lineups for Gonzaga right now, but we'll discuss Montana. Serena Moreno, Jana Grimswood, Isabel Garrido, Amethyst Harper, Elsa Goodwin, Missy Huddleston, and Casey Stites are the starters for the Grizz. And for Gonzaga this evening, it'll be Alyssa Kim, Jenna Kuhn, Kennedy Croft, Sarah Penner, Caitlin Opio, Chapin Gray, and Peyton Mack in the middle to round things out for the Zags. Really excited about this matchup this evening. The Zags coming off a really great tournament in Washington, D.C. Started off 3-0 in the season. They really dominated the University of Connecticut on Friday morning, August 30th, and then followed that up with a 3-1 win over the Naval Academy on that Friday, and then rounded out with a sweep of the Pentagon Invite by beating Air Force 3-0 as well. Tough start to the Gonzaga Invitational for the Zags, though. Dropped their first matchup to Grand Canyon 3-1. But they are really hoping to even things out and finish off the weekend 2-1 total here as they take on the University of Montana. For the Zags, head coach Diane Nielsen. And for the Grizz, head coach Allison Lawrence. Lawrence in her third season as head coach, 10th overall at the University of Montana. She's an 05 graduate of Oregon State. Looks like we're just about ready to get things underway here at the Charlotte Y. Martin Center. Thanks to those of you who have joined us throughout the course of the weekend. It's been definitely a fun weekend to get things kicked off for the volleyball's home season here at Gonzaga. Officials checking over the rotations, making sure that everybody's listed the way that the head coaches said that they would be. Kim will start things off, subbing out Caitlin Opio in this starting rotation. Designated libero for the Zags, and Montana will start off by serving. That'll be Serena Moreno getting things underway for the Grizz. Well, once again, thank you for joining us here on the WCC Network on Stadium here at Gonzaga University, and we're ready to get things underway. Moreno. Kuhn back sets to Gray, and Gray with the kill early. 1-0 lead for the Zags. Kuhn will head to the back for the serve. Back row attack for Gray, just slotted it right in the middle of that seam, and that's something that head coach Diane Nelson has definitely been emphasizing here in the early goings, and something she'll be thrilled about. Out of bounds for Elsa Godwin. Smart of Sarah Penner there on the edge line to let that ball go past. Kuhn again with the serve. Dug out by Huddleston again. And that one just a little bit too far in front of Kuhn to gather. Grimsrud with the kill. Some uneasy setting so far for the Grizz. Gray. Garrido just sends it over. Kuhn to Mack, and Mack, a powerful strike. Too hard for Huddleston to handle there. Just a beautiful set to Mack in the middle. Just too much for Huddleston to take care of. And Sarah Penner again with an ace. She had several of those in the last matchup against Grand Canyon, 3 in a row. Sorry, against Ball State, that was 3 service aces in a row. Gray again from the opposite this time, smacks it home, and they are really targeting Katie, or Missy Huddleston rather. And another miscommunication in the back row. Sarah Penner with her second ace in 3 serves, and that's going to be enough for head coach Allison Lawrence. And we're going to take a break here on the WCC Network on Stadium. Stay with us, the Gonzaga Invitational. Zags lead early, 6-1. We're back on the WCC Network on Stadium. Sarah Penner once again serving for the Zags. Peyton Mack there to block the attack from Janet Grimsrud. Mack goes hard, but just too far in front of the net. Just ran out of space there. Kuhn had to pull that set back. She and Mack had a good little chuckle after that one. Kind of understanding why there was so much of a struggle. Kennedy Croft almost overran that attack. And a great dig out by Sarah Penner. Grimsrud again out of bounds that time. Good eyes by the Zags, letting that one go away. No need for the blockers on that one. Kim to serve. Sends it all the way to the back row, and once again targeting Missy Huddleston. Alyssa Kem with the ace this time around. Zags lead 8-2 here early. Kim Kim again to serve. This one shallow. Huddleston digs forward. This one actually set up. Nice pass from Huddleston. Kuhn sets Opio. And another soft over from Montana. Opio this time. Dug by Croft. One's going right back to Croft from Kuhn. Tried to slide it down the net. And this time it's Chapin Gray to put it away. Kelsey Nestegard couldn't quite handle that one. Gray, perfect opportunity there, smacks it home. And the Zags lead 9-2. Kim again to serve, going all the way back, and a miscommunication by Montana. That one was going out. Kuhn to Gray. Block sent it down the net. Nice diving play there by Kuhn once again, but couldn't save it. And point to the Grizz. That was Harper off the side of the block. Croft. Wonderful push there by Harper. Knowing that the block was up, just took that extra half a beat and tapped it over. That one's out. A missed opportunity again for Montana. Montana averaging 6 service errors per match so far in the first 2 of the Gonzaga Invitational. I mentioned that Montana 0-5 to start their season off. Dropped to matchups at the Aggie Invitational against UC Davis 0-3, Pacific 0-3, and San Jose State 0-3 to start off their season. They really haven't even won a set yet so far this season. Harper this time crushing it from that outside slot. And Harper has been leading the comeback for the Grizz. It's now 10-6 Gonzaga. That one's in for a service ace. Casey Stites finding that seam in between Alyssa Kim and Chapin Gray. Targeting Gray again, but a good pass to Kuhn. Croft had to push it over. But it's a lift called against Missy Huddleston. Yep. Easy call for the officials there. Croft now back to serve. And Harper couldn't handle it. It's an ace. 12-7 for the Zags. Croft goes short this time. Huddleston from the outside. That one's put away by number 15, Kelly Horning. Horning basically had a free ball there and just tapped it back. It's a missed pass from the back row, and Horning quickly put that one away. Penner now from the outside slot. Great kill from Sarah Penner. And also goes to Alyssa Kim. It's not easy to set from that position for the libero. Opio short and hard, and that one's another ace. That's 5 for the Zags now to start things off. Really aggressive with their serving. Assistant coach Katie Heinrichs leading the serving attack for the Zags. And that one's put away by Horning.
Montana #1, Moreno, also serving for the Grizzlies.
Mentioned assistant coach Katie Heinrichs, a new hire for the Zags so far this year, following 2 seasons at Montana State. Wow, what a great pancake dig by Serena Moreno there to keep things alive off of Mack. And Jenna Kuhn just launches that one into the net. She was trying to dump it off and just didn't have her timing right. But that was an incredible play by Moreno to keep things alive for the Grizz. Kuhn to the middle, that time, Mack puts it away. Zags leading 15-10 now to get things started off. What a fast attack through the middle. Kuhn's passing has really picked up in the past couple of weeks. Kind of got back in her groove. And miss hit by Janet Grimsrud turns into a productive point. Zags were all crowded around in the middle of the court waiting for that one to kind of lollipop in. Penner with the over. Grimsrud again knocks it out. Another attacking error by the Grizz. Penner now with 2 aces already to her name. Attacking hard up the middle to Garrido. And that one's tipped by Alyssa Kim and out. Point to the Grizz. Huddleston with a back row attack. Kim knew it too, it was going out. Croft, tough pass. Lucky that that one wasn't over the antenna. Chapin Gray puts it away. Easy ball for Chapin Gray to finish.
Subbing in for the Bulldogs, #3, Zoe Theros. Kim serving.
Saw the opportunity there in the back right corner of the court and took it. Alyssa Kim now back to serve. 17-12 Gonzaga lead here in the first set. Last match of the day again here on the WCC Network on Stadium. Ball State and Grand Canyon both leaving here with 2-1 weekends. And the Zags trying to do the same here against the Grizz. That's Zoe Theros, first look that we've had at her. Kim, over to Theros again. Theros goes for the single block! Zoe Theros making an instant impact for the Zags on that single block.
Timeout.
And another timeout taken by the Grizz, Allison Lawrence. Seeing that this is the opportunity to calm her team down. Zags leading 18-13 right now.
I forgot about mine. No, I like both. Which one did you say?
A bunch of new freshmen have joined the roster for the Zags. We've already mentioned Alyssa Kim and Zoe Theros. We'll go through the roster here, make sure that we've acknowledged everybody. We've got middle blocker Alyssa Hughes joining the squad, as well as Diaz, Kira Schultz, Rhea Jansen. We'll probably see her later as a serving specialist, but listed on the roster as a DS, and then Tia Ndaya as setter, giving some quality competition to Jenna Kuhn to start the season off, and they were taking on Central Washington. And the freshmen really impressed in that exhibition match here at the Charlotte Y. Martin Center. That's definitely a positive outlook for head coach Diane Nelson. She knows that she's got reliable freshmen that are going to be taking over roles as some of these juniors and seniors are graduating for the Zags. Opio tried to put it away. This time, Theros. And a double block by Caitlin Opio and Jenna Kuhn. I think it was Opio who got her hands on it. Yep, it was Harper trying to slide it through the seam, but Opio's hands were there. Kuhn with the dig. Kim over to Theros. And Theros with a rocket. Too much for Garrido to handle, and Theros with her kill. Her first kill of the afternoon. Zags lead 20-13. It's the Ball State matchup yesterday afternoon for the Grizz that was really tough. Ball State cleaned the floor with them, 25-9, 25-20, and 25-10. Earlier this afternoon, Grizz put up a little bit more of a battle against Grand Canyon, dropping again in 3 sets, 25-19, 25-17, 25-18, but a little bit more of a matchup there for the Grizz.
Also, in dive, number 19.
Stites again, back to serve. Goes for Penner, but Penner with a really solid pass. Theros saying that there was a tip. The officials don't agree, but we're going to see a review coming from head coach Diane Nelson. They're going to take a look at that one, see if it was tipped. And Coach Nelson got a good giggle out of that one.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out.
And this is the first weekend of official reviews here at the Charlotte Wine Martin Center. A new rule instituted by the West Coast Conference this year made reviews mandatory for volleyball. West Coast Conference, one of the strongest conferences in the country for women's volleyball, getting 5 teams into the tournament last year. And of course, perennial national champion candidate BYU leading the way for the conference. They've had official review for a couple of years already. Brand new installation here in the Martin Center. A couple of young fans here having a great afternoon, great weekend. Lots of student support from the fellow student athletes again this year for the Zags. Take a look at the result, and Sarah Penner was correct. There was a tip. And a good win there on the challenge by head coach Diane Nelson. Theros back to serve. Zags leading 22-14. With a little drop serve there, fell right into Garrido. Penner from the outside, locked down. Set to Abby Knapp from Tiandaya. Just the second time we've seen Ndaya in this tournament. She made an appearance earlier this morning against Grand Canyon. 7 assists.
Point, set, ace. Set point, Gonzaga.
Theros gets another ace, and we're a set point away from wrapping up this first one. Theros has been aggressive with the serve so far. Targets Nestergaard, and it's going to be an over from Huddleston. Back to Opio. Nope. It was back set to Knapp. And that one's out. No touch from Knapp or Opio, and the Zags are going to take the first set. 25-14 on early 1-0 lead for the Zags. We'll take a break and meet you back on the other side of it. You're watching the WCC Network on Stadium.
Hey fans, the Zags turned up an ace in the last set, so that means it's time for the ace toss. Stand up and get loud if you want a free Zag prize. Zags fans, it's trivia time here in the Martin Center. The first man to be your marketing representative at the bottom of the city area with the correct answer will win a Gonzaga prize. Turn your attention to the video board for your chance to win. Here's today's question. Which one of these Zags graduated from high school as a four-time 4.0 GPA scholar? Is it A, Alyssa Kim, B, Alyssa Hugh, C, Sarah Penner, or D, Julia Talarico? Remember fans, you need to come down and let your marketing representative know. Give her a letter, A, B, or C, or possibly D, and you can win this Gonzaga prize. We have a contestant. She's waving her arms. She's looking up at the board. Looks like we might have our second contestant coming down. She's taking a guess. And the winner was D, Julia Talarico.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Wine Martin Center here. Zags leading 1-0. After taking the first set 25-14 over the Grizz. Walk you through some important stats here. Zags lead Montana 10-9 for kills. Montana really not hitting well with 8 attack errors. Zags hitting 300% on the evening, and Montana just a paltry 0-31. 6 service aces for the Zags. Really, really aggressive from that back line. Just 1 solo block for Zoe Theros. And Montana, of course, having to handle a whole lot of serves, getting 17 digs. Just 6 reception errors, though, so passing doing all right for the Grizz, but obviously they'd like to pick it up in all areas of the game here in the second set. Zags ready to come out swinging once again. It'll be another look at that original starting lineup, starting in the same rotation that they did in the first set. Kuhn, Opio, Croft, Gray, Mack, and Penner. Saw a picture there of head coach Diane Nelson having a good chuckle with volunteer assistant Michaela Ferris.
Serving for the Bulldogs, number 2, Jenna Hugh.
Ferris has really been focusing on the passing for the Zags throughout the course of the start of this season, and it's really been paying off. Obviously, we talked about the Zags getting off to a hot start in opening weekend at the Pentagon Invite. Kuhn with a nice save there. And Huddleston puts it away. Grizz really excited to get the hot start off there. A cool picture from that net cam. Great looking replay from our staff in the booth. Croft, little roll shot over. Penner saves it, front set from Kuhn to Mack, but it wasn't put in the right position. Mack could just waft it over. This one back set to Penner. And Penner exploded that one off to Isabel Garrido. Wow, what a rocket of a shot from Sarah Penner. And another miscommunication by the Grizz on the attack. Another error. And Penner will be back to serve once again. From a back row attack, right through the seam of Serena Moreno and Isabel Garrido. Penner again to serve with a 3-1 lead. Kim went flying for that dig. Gray tried the roll shot, left it just a bit short.
Subbing in for the Grizz, number 9, Harper.
As soon as she hit it, she knew. Came down with a sheepish grin on her face. And it'll be Elsa Godwin back to serve for the Grizz. Godwin's gonna get the ace there. Croft couldn't handle the pass. Sophomore Kennedy Croft there over on the left-hand side. And they go after Croft again. Kuhn to Croft, couldn't quite load it up. It's gonna get the kill anyways. Garrido's had a tough time with positioning so far. She's really having a tough read getting those outsides for the Zags. That or the Zags are really impeccable in finding the seams this afternoon. Kuhn with a back set to Gray, and that one's off the block and out of bounds. Point to the Zags. Harper with a little side swipe there. Knew that she should have pitched her left hand a little bit further in. Kim will get the service error that time around. Garrido back to serve. Kuhn with a far set to Theros, and Theros is going to get the kill.
Theros point Zags. Taking credit serving.
Opio with the dump.
Reaches up, pulls down the kill, point Zags.
Opio, a lovely little roof there, putting it away for the Zags, and it's 7-4. GU leads over the Grizz. That one's off the top of the block and out of bounds. Again, that one touches the tip of the net. Off to serve from Casey Stites, and the Grizz are rolling a little bit here. 7-6 lead for Gonzaga. Montana looking for any bit of momentum here. And that's the third time it's clipped the top of the net there from Casey Stites.
also serving.
And Kennedy Croft will head to the back for the serve. Croft almost dead down the middle. It's Harper with a slow little push there. Kuhn front set to Penner. Tried to put it away down the line, but Harper was there ready for it. Kim with the dig. Kuhn passes it back to Gray. And a nice little solo stuff there from Opio. Opio and Kuhn go up together again. Kuhn back set to Opio on the slide. Good dig there from Stites. And that one's out of play and point to the Zags. Boy, that slide from Opio and Kuhn is one of their favorites. Lovely little dig there from Stites to keep things in play. Croft, Opio down the line! Caitlin Opio showing it off in the middle. Zags lead 10-6 here, second set. You're watching the WCC Network on Stadium.
Middle blocker. Middle blocker. Outside hitter. Outside hitter. Top spin. Top spin. Top spin. Trajectory. Treasure chest. Trajectory. TriStar. Trajectory. Trajectory? Yes. Nice. Jump set. Chopstick. Jump set. Jump set. Floater. Floater. What? Floater. Floater. Float close. Floater. Floater. Floater.
Kennedy Croft serving for the Bulldogs.
Back here at the Charlotte Y. Martin Center, Zags lead 10-6 here in the second set after taking the first one. 25-14, Kennedy Croft back to serve. Huddleston, and that one's tipped and out. Huddleston with the kill. Substitution for the Grizz, it'll be Serena Moreno in to serve for Amethyst Harper. Got Croft with the tip in that back row. Had that little seed of doubt, couldn't decide whether it was in or out. Opio left with nothing but to push it over. And again, that one's out of play, but the officials correctly call the tip against the Zags. And Moreno will head back for another serve. Yep, just off of Kuhn's fingertips there. Kim, low pass, but Kuhn able to handle it. Penner with a bomb from the outside. Dorito to Huddleston. Kuhn with the dump. And that's her favorite. Puts it away.
Point Zag, 17, Julia Talarico, also serving for the Bulldogs.
Due to injuries last year, Kuhn had to take a couple goes at outside hitter, and she clearly misses some of that attacking mindset. Goes for the dump every now and then. Julia Talarico back to serve for the Zags. Everybody getting some playing time today, and that one's out. They're going to call the tip. Again, Montana staying in this one, trailing just 11-9 in the second set. Croft, nice pass up to Kuhn, and Penner puts it away. Perfectly in system for the Zags there. Kennedy Croft, beautiful pass. Kuhn, great set. Penner puts it away. Kuhn now back to serve for the Zags. Targeting Huddleston once again. Huddleston this time down the line. Kim tried to dig it out, but a great soft touch from Huddleston. Cute little celebration there with the Cam Newton jersey rip, the Superman rip. Penner to Kuhn, front set to Mack in the middle. Out. The officials are going to award the point to the Grizz. A little bit of confusion there, trying to figure out what it was. Kuhn to Gray. Gray through the block and down. Just too powerful for Chapin Gray. It's Grimsrud and Stites there on the block. And Gray powered through Grimsrud for the kill. Penner now with the serve. Stites all the way over to Godwin. Kuhn through the middle. Kuhn again, this will be Kim going to the outside, Chapin Gray. And that's going to be too many against Montana. Not sure if Mack's going to be awarded the kill or not for that one, but Mack put it away. Penner now back to serve. Zags lead 14-11 here in the second set. And just ran out of space to Casey Stites. Penner once again, the aggressive serving, paying off. Penner now down low. Croft went up, tried to roof it. Kuhn to Gray. Gray, ooh, that looked like it was down the line. And the point was awarded to the Zags after all by the up judge. Penner now again, a shallow serve. Dug out by Kuhn. Well, Kim back set all the way to Penner. But the back row attack from Penner, she was just a little bit too far back there.
For Montana, number 9, Harper. Serving number 8, Godwin.
Penner just wasn't perfectly in system there. She'll get subbed out here for Gretchen Rudell. Gretchen's gonna head back as a defensive specialist into the back row. And a nice little set of high fives from the rest of her teammates for Sarah Penner. Penner actually volunteers in the video production office here at the athletic department. Decided to put together the intro video for the volleyball team this year. It was kind of all her idea and her motivation. It's a whole lot of fun for the Zags to put together. And neat that their own teammate kind of created their intro video. Alyssa Kim back to serve. Stites to Grimsrud, and Grimsrud's gonna get the kill. Grimsrud just shelving it off the block of Caitlin Opio. Kuhn to Theros. Harper down the line and out. Amethyst Harper has really struggled with her hitting percentage in today's match. Chapin Gray back for the serve. Zags lead 18-13 here in the second set. Harper, again, that one touched by Kuhn and out. And Harper will get that kill. Kuhn to Theros. Theros going across the net again. And that was Horning getting the tip and the kill. just a little bit better this time around. Still plenty of errors, 11 total attacking errors for Montana. Stites with the serve, saved by Kim. And Daya sets it to Theros. An all freshman in system kill for Theros. Dug by Kim, set by Andaya. And kill Zoe Theros. Kennedy Croft now back to serve for the Zags. And the officials putting a brief pause on there, wanting to make sure that they had the substitutions correct. And an ace from Kennedy Croft. Wow, what a perfect serve. Nice hard and dip down low, just in front of Elsa Godwin. Godwin now cheating up, and Croft tried to slam it straight into her.
Second for Montana, number 1, Moreno.
Montana with another substitution here. Moreno heading back in again to serve for Harper. Daya to Opio through the middle. We're going to take our first look at freshman Alyssa Hughes into the match for the Bulldogs. Number 4, Alyssa Hughes. Talarico back to serve. Zags lead 21-16 here in the second set. Head coach Allison Lawrence for the Grizz just looking on, trying to make sure that her team can pull it together here and salvage this second set. She's going to call timeout right away. Saw that it was the moment and decides to call the timeout, trailing 22-16 here in the second set. Take a look at a few more stats here for the Zags. Have only increased their hitting percentage. They're up to 356 in the afternoon. Montana actually improving their hitting percentage as well, hitting 133 now. Still just the one solo block for Zoe Theros. And Montana, again, struggling with those receiving errors. 9 total receiving errors to Gonzaga's 3. Pretty evenly distributed with assists. The Grizz 16 to Gonzaga's 19. Total attacks, Bulldogs have 59 and the Grizz have 60. Just a little bit different point spread. Gonzaga 34 points overall to Montana's 22. No ball handling errors for Gonzaga, so head coach Diane Nelson will be thrilled about that so far. And Talarico again back to serve for the Bulldogs. Final matchup here of the Gonzaga invite at the Charlotte Y. Martin Center. Gonzaga Bulldogs and Montana Grizz. Moreno had a nice little take down the line there for the Grizz, but it was all for naught. Ball got hit out of play, and the Zags keep rolling, just 2 points away from this second set victory. Talarico again with a long lollipop there. And Penner this time is gonna get it. Looks like someone touched the net there. Yep. Number 22, Casey Stites, fell into the net on our way back down. Great look there from our production crew. Show us exactly what happened. And that one's gonna be an ace to finish it off for Julia Talarico. And the Zags with a 2-0 lead here in the second set. They are rolling here against Montana, 25-16, the final score of that second set. We're going to take a break here on the WCC Network on Stadium. Stay with us.
Some noise for Gonzaga prizes. All right, fans, it's time for Hit It to Win It. Our lucky contestant will have the chance to win Gonzaga prizes, each time they lead the volleyball in one of the hoops on the opposite half of the court. Our contestant will have 30 seconds to wrap up as many prizes as they can. Let's meet our contestant joining us today, Kian. All right, Kian, are you ready? On your marks, get set, go! The first one's over just to the outside.
And 4 in a row. And Cantor is on fire right now.
His run as he plays it outside for Robertson. A good cross to the middle. A header, and what a save! To the upper corner and snagged away as the Mustangs are denied.
This time it's Ravenio though! Bends it into the left corner of the goal, and Ravenio ties it up.
The junior looking to put the Dons up front. She does. San Francisco 1, the Aztecs 0. 80th minute.
Engelbrechtson with the attack. Inside, good ball. Spielik with a shot, and right down the middle. Goes low this time, and the Gales make it 2-0. Jakob Spielik.
Mint Heffer. Heffer with the left foot puts it inside the 18. A header from Planell to the back of the net, and it's a Torero goal.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Y. Martin Center here on the campus of Gonzaga University. Zags leading 2-0 over Montana in the final matchup of the Gonzaga Invitational. Taking a look at some of the highlights from this afternoon's matchup. The Zags have been really aggressive serving. And really dominant when it comes to hitting as well. Zags hitting 356 on the afternoon with 10 service aces to Montana's 3. Montana hitting a paltry 097 to start things off. And a little bit of a different rotation to start things off for the Zags. Alyssa Kim, Kennedy Croft, Chapin Gray, Sarah Penner. Alyssa Hughes and Jenna Kuhn. Kuhn with the set to Penner on the outside. This one's Harper, shoved down by Hughes. And over from Huddleston. Kim with the pass to Kuhn. And Hughes takes the blame for that one. Just a little bit of a miscommunication between Kuhn and Hughes. Chatting it over. Making sure they're both on the same page for the next time. Kuhn, back set to Gray. Gray, it's the kill. Garrido couldn't handle it. And Kuhn will be back to serve. What a great job by Chapin Gray to get that ball as close to down the line as possible. Nice rotation of her arm. And Garrido just couldn't handle it. Kuhn. Harper. Kuhn with the save. Kim floats it over to Penner, but blocked down by Jana Grimsrud. The calls of Roof ring out here at the Martin Center. Wow, Alyssa Hughes makes Garrido pay. And that's the second time that Garrido really hasn't been able to handle a hard strike from the Zags. Hughes just bombing that forward. Penner now back to serve. Harper off the top of the net. Kuhn over to Croft. Into the back. It was tough for Godwin to handle. And Harper just floats it out of bounds. That one was simple for the Zags to track. Penner again back to serve. Dug out by Kim. Penner from the back row. Croft puts it down. Saved again by Godwin, but not enough for Montana to keep it alive. Just a little too aggressive of a pass from Godwin, and Croft able to put it away. That one just a bit too long from the junior Sarah Penner. Penner out of Sherwood, Oregon, has really been a significant impact for the Zags over the years. Penner bombs it forward again. Harper going for it, and miscommunication from Montana, and that'll be a Zag point there. Harper went flying in towards the net, completely out of control. Threw her teammate Kelly Horning into the net. I don't think that's what ended up being the violation, but point to the Zags anyways. Kim, tough for Huddleston to handle. Huddleston now shoving it down the line. And Opio slashes it into the seam. Jenna Kuhn and Caitlin Opio just have that magic touch in between the two of them. Just perfect pace and distance from Kuhn on that pass. Huddleston down the line and in. Nothing Kuhn can do about that one.
7 for the Grizzlies. Number 1, Moreno. Also, number 16, Semadini. Moreno serving.
Serena Moreno, a sophomore out of Missoula. Kuhn to Theros. Theros off the top of the block and right out of bounds, gets the kill. Zoe Theros has been crushing it from that outside position. When she's moving over to the left, she has been quite a threat. Through the block, and Kuhn able to dig that one out. Theros thought better of it and just overs it. That one patted down by Kuhn and Opio. And a good little chuckle for the Zags there on the block. Drew Pasqua just giving a look to freshman Zoe Theros. Theros had shouted out Roof as they were earning the point. Just gave a little smile to Theros. Made sure she knew not to celebrate too hard there. Zags leading 8-4 here in the third set. Gray serves, tough for Garrido again. Kim, Kuhn, Theros down! Zoe Theros again with a cross-court kill, and another timeout called by head coach Allison Lawrence. We'll take it with them. Zags lead 9-4. You're watching the WCC Network on Stadium.
Congratulations to Katina House. You can pick up your prize at the fundraising table near the main entrance.
Back here at the Charlotte Wine Martin Center, you're watching the WCC Network on Stadium. Zags leading 9-4 over Montana here in the final matchup of the Gonzaga Invitational. Struck by Katie Semadini, and that one's out. Chapin Gray back to serve once again for the Zags. Dug out by Penner to Theros, and Penner again with a back row attack. That one softly rolled, shot it over. Semadini now with the kill over the block. Just far enough out of the reach of Chapin Gray that she couldn't get to it. Yep, just tipped the top of the fingertips of Caitlin Opio. Alyssa Kim with a dig on that short serve from Horning, and Gray puts it away. Horning didn't realize that that one was going out fast enough. And Gray gets the kill with the assist from Horning's tip. Crofts now. Handled well by Garrido that time. Pancake from Kuhn and Kim. And Huddleston puts it away on the opposite side.
Huddleston, serve.
Huddleston just finding that gap in between Opio and Penner. Kim, Kuhn, Opio. Gray again. Penner off the block and down. Chapin Gray did not look super comfortable with that last pass, but Penner puts it away. Off the block of Jana Grimsrud. And Julia Tallarico again back to serve for the Zags. Tallarico. Semedini. Kuhn. It's a tough pass for her to handle. Tried to dump it over. Kuhn again this time over to Penner off the block and down the line. Great work by Casey Stites. Blocking it down the line. That one just in, the officials having a discussion over it. And head coach Diane Nelson and assistant coach Drew Pasqua having a chat about it. The officials got together to discuss, and a couple substitutions here. Tallarico being subbed out for Opio, and Opio will be subbed out by Alyssa Kim. Interesting back row setup here for the Zags. Croft, Penner, and Kim kind of protecting Gray in the back row. Penner to Kuhn, and Hughes just pushes it over. Penner with the block and down. Grimsrud tried to go at Sarah Penner, but Penner says, no, you don't. It's the double block with Hughes. Kuhn now. Zags leading 13-7, and it's almost on cruise control now for the Zags as they let that one waft out of bounds. Kuhn will once again venture to the back for another serve. Plenty of fans here in the Martin Center for this last matchup. A great showing from the crowd. Penner roofs it down, too much for Montana to handle, and the Zags get the point once again. Zags have doubled up Montana. It's 14-7. And we're gonna see the first look at Claire Barbet subbing in for Chapin Gray, and Montana is gonna take its second timeout of this second set. Zags leading 15-7 here in the third set, leading 2-0 over Montana. And the Zags have just been crushing it hitting today, hitting 325 here in the second matchup, and they ended their first matchup against Ball State hitting 370 earlier this afternoon. So head coach Diane Nelson is going to be thrilled about that one, and the opportunity to play some of her bench role players is certainly going to be a nice add for Nelson. As I mentioned, that was our first look at Claire Barbet, our redshirt sophomore out of Sacramento, California. We've seen Abby Knapp already, a redshirt sophomore out of Atwater, California. Still looking down the line for a couple more of the freshmen to possibly make their way into today's matchup. But with the Zags a 15-7 lead, Kuhn again back to serve. Kuhn goes for Garrido. Harper knocked down by Hughes. Hughes again up the middle, making it hard. Back set to Barbet and knocked down by Shannon Grimsrud. Grimsrud, great rotation of those arms, knocks it back, makes sure it's inbounds. Wonderful play by the senior middle. Kuhn, back set to Penner. Wow, what a shot off the chest of Elsa Godwin. And a nice little chuckle at the end there too. Gets subbed out for Gretchen Riddell. Riddell back to serve. Riddell knocks it down. Garrido with the set to Harper. Roll shot. Kuhn in the middle to Hughes. Had to tippy toe, make sure she didn't get in the net. Kuhn passed up. Croft off the block. Everyone's out of system right now. And that one too far for Riddell to handle. Point for Horning. That was an ugly looking rotation from both teams. But Montana gets the point. And off the net for Casey Stites. 17-9 now for the Zags. Kim now back to serve. Stites to Huddleston, and that one's out. Kim made sure she didn't touch it. Oh, and they're gonna award the point to Montana. Saying that Barbet got in the net. Going up for the block there. Nice coaching in the substitution line for the Zags. Head coach Diane Nelson and assistant Katie Heinrichs back there talking to some of the freshmen. Tia Ndaya looks like she's about ready to come in. Maybe take a look at Kira Schultz as well. Zags still leading this one, 17-11 in the third set. They've done well in the first two so far. Kuhn back set to Barbet, and Barbet gets the kill. And look at the bench explode there. Head coach Diane Nelson with a nice little fist pump, and she'll sub out her redshirt sophomore. Wow, what a cool moment. Barbet is going to get subbed out for Tia Ndaya, and Abby Knapp comes in for Jenna Kuhn, and Ndaya will take over the setter roles for Kuhn for the remainder of what I believe is going to be the remainder of the points here at the Martin Center. Riddell and Ndaya. Theros off the top of the block and down. Great win there off of the block from Missy Huddleston for Zoe Theros. Zoe Theros, the freshman out of Pocatello, Idaho. And Ndaya with the serve. Tough set there for Stites to handle, but she knocks it down. Sorry, that's Huddleston. Just through the hands of Theros. Left the gate open. Theros and Ndaya. Opio on the slide through the middle. Wow, Caitlin Opio. Cross court through the seam. Looks like Ndaya and Opio have been working on that one for years. Medeiros now to serve down the line. Blocked down by Opio. And Danny Batenhorst has made her way onto the court as well for the Zags, number 13. Nice little roll shot there from Huddleston. Kim, Indaya, back to Knapp. Knapp over the top of the block. Getting that fingertip touch. Indaya, nice save. Off the block again from Opio, and that'll be shoved over by Kim. Knocked down by Knapp, and she's gonna get the block. Abby Knapp and Caitlin Opio with the double block there. Now they might solo block that for Knapp. Great knockdown.
Montana number 8, Godwin. Tallarico serving for the Bulldogs.
Tallarico back to serve. Replacing Caitlin Opio, and Alyssa Hughes is into the match as well. Tallarico. Knapp up to Indaya, over to Batenhorst. Off the top of the block of Hughes, Indaya through the middle to Hughes, roll shot. And point for the Zags. Can't figure out what that violation is. Must have been a lift. I think it was just before that one. Tallarico. Wow, what a great serve by Julia Tallarico. Just too much for Serena Moreno to handle. And that's another ace for Tallarico. Zags lead 23-13, trying to finish this one up and keep the momentum rolling. Improve to 5-1 overall on the season. Tallarico again targets Moreno. Gives a little clap because she knows she didn't handle it correctly. That one pushed over by Godwin, and that was quite the gift to Godwin off a poor pass from the Zags. Knapp just couldn't target that one correctly, and we do see our first look at Kira Schultz into the match for the Zags. Back row attack from Batenhorst, not her preferred option. Hughes and Batenhorst together on the double block there. Indaya, Batenhorst, and just a little bit out of the groove from India's pass there. Just set a little bit too far behind her shoulder. And that one's out from Elsa Godwin, and we're at match point. Zags leading 24-15. And Jenna Kuhn is gonna get subbed in. And you know she's gonna be going for the ace here. Gonna put it right in front of Missy Huddleston. She'll have to wait though. Elsa Godwin's gonna work on a little wet spot in front of Huddleston. Kuhn now getting a bunch of cheers from her teammates. Kuhn. Harper, tipped. Couldn't quite handle it for Alyssa Hughes, and knocked out of bounds. Head coach Diane Nelson wandered over to the scorer's table. Looked like she was asking just a couple of questions of the officials. It'll be Garrido here for the serve. Daya to Hughes, another tough set there. Harper, straight down through the middle. Just a little tip shot from Harper. I mean, whatever gets the job done. Rito, Batenhorst, and Daya back to Batenhorst, cross court. Harper launches over the top of the net. Kuhn back to Batenhorst and off the block and down. Zags win 25-17 to finish it up for the 3-set victory over Montana. They improved to 5-1 overall on the season. And the Grizz fall to 0-6 overall. Zags win 25-17, or 25-14, 25-16, 25-17. Get the 3-set win. And we'll take a look at some of the highlights as we go over some quick statistics for the Zags. Kill leaders, Chapin Gray, Zoe Theros with 7, and Sarah Penner with 6 overall. Sarah Penner also had 3 aces to her name, as well as Julia Tallarico. Alyssa Kim had 11 digs, and Kennedy Croft 13 receptions from the back row. Well, that'll do it for us here on the WCC Network on Stadium. Thanks again for sticking with us all throughout the weekend, and be sure to tune in tomorrow at 1 p.m. as the Zags women's soccer team takes on Seattle U at Luger Field, as the Zags try to shake off a tough loss to Washington State in overtime earlier this week. Once again, final score here from the Charlotte Y. Martin Center. Zags win 3-0 over Montana and improve to 5-1. You've been watching the WCC Network on Stadium. See you next time.